I met Francis on October 23rd, 2006, and all the other players in the program at Tennis Center College Park were taken. So you got to go all the way to the bottom and find a kid. I find a kid, he's always there. The only thing I looked at, parents were tall. Parents were tall, and the kid is there all the time. Was the kid more talented? Everybody asked me. Every newspaper, every TV station asked me, was the kid talented? No, the kid was not talented. There were another 4 or 5 kids like that. But in 6 months, it was better. In a year, was very good. By the time he was 10, he was one of the best players in 12s. End of 11, #1 in America. But we're talking each week counts. You're talking about 10,000 of hours to get really good at something. We were at 1,000 hours by like 6 months. Just put in hours, 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 hours. I did 3 major things in developing Francis Tiafoe. #1 was angles and feel, and most importantly, angles, feel, opening up the tennis court. Tennis ball needs to cross a sideline before it crosses the baseline. So short angles are extremely important. You need to learn it at the young age. Sooner you learn it, better it is. The reason why is, as you get older, it becomes more and more difficult to learn it. If you can learn angles, you will have consistency. There are so many guys out there that are not consistent. They hit the ball too flat, they hit the ball straight, and they randomly miss. We cannot afford to miss. When the players are younger, like Ethan, 9, 10 years old, they need to learn on the half court first, so they develop amazing angles. And you stay there for a while. For example, with Francis, we did angles for about 3, 4 years. Angles first, then weapons. How long it will take you? It takes a long time to develop it. But as soon as you get it done, you're going to be pulling the player, your opponent, off the court. All day, every day. So this is my student Ethan. Ethan is 10 years old. Ethan and I have been working for a couple of years, and what we did was we started with grips, and he's right-handed, so I'm gonna show him right-handed grip. The way basically I do it, I teach semi-Western everybody. Western, we don't want to be too far under, and of course old school is 70s, we don't want to be too far here. You know, we want to be right in between, so it's a perfect combination of spin and being able to hit flat ball as needed. That's the grip about 90% of professional players use. So the way we basically get there is very simple. We put the racket on the floor, and Ethan picks it up at the bottom, right at the bottom. Yeah, right there. Ethan, go up. So this is the racket right here, and then basically this is the grip. Okay, so the knuckle is staying right here, and it's not under. We can see the knuckle. It's not under the grip. And then, you know, that's going to be his elbow in a little bit. Elbow is pushed away from the body right there. So we start with the grip here. That's the forehand side. He's going to be using this grip for the rest of his life, hopefully. And we're not going to slide too much under, too much over, and we're going to stay just this way to hit our forehands. So once we got our grip in place here, we're gonna go and talk about the take back. Take back is like this. We're gonna use the left hand to put the racket in place. Elbow is slightly bent, and the elbow needs to be away from the body. So we're gonna take the racket here, and we're gonna put it right there in place. We don't wanna get too far, and we don't wanna be too short. So usually right there, and that's us. That's the position we wanna be in. In terms of the feet, this is our regular open stance on the run. And then around the middle, we're going to be stepping in. So we're going to be going here around the middle. So that way we can transfer the weight into the court. The hip action is extremely important, so we get a lot of power. So the hips are important in terms of generating power too. It's like a baseball player making a pitch. So the baseball player uses here. So you want to see how fast this part can travel from here to here. So that's how fast we're going to time it. So the hips are important. And the rotation. Left hand is in front to make sure the ball is in front of us, and also on top of that, this helps with the shoulder rotation, so you guys are seeing the back. Okay, so that way I can rotate. If you don't see the back, I will not rotate as fast. So that's in front, and that's the rotation. In terms of the follow through, I'm gonna hit with my elbow and I'm gonna punch the bad guy. Boom. Next, we're going into the footwork. In terms of the footwork, open stances in the corner. As soon as I hit the ball, I'm going to recover with a crossover, shuffle, and then I can shuffle here. And then a long distance, I'm going to be running to the ball, set up myself into the open stance, left hand is in front, elbow is pushed away. I'm finishing here, I'm landing on my right foot. Again, I'm finishing here, I'm landing on my right foot. Then I have my crossover step, shuffle, and my recovery steps. When you move in there, keep the racket nice and still, okay, baby? Don't play with your racket. Exactly. Push the elbow away from the body. Keep the grip going. Good. Left hand puts the racket in the position. Left hand going in the position, loading, and then we're out of there. Exactly. So the racket stays nice and still. Don't play with your racket. Feet are moving. Good. Lots of steps to the ball. That's a perfect angle. We're working on hitting it outside of the ball. Key is no mistakes in the net. Low to high, punch the bad guy. Remember we talked about punching the bad guy and going on the shoulder. 16 all day. Beautiful. Let's go a little bit wider. Yeah. Well, he lost this. This is the outside leg. He lost the outside leg and he gets a landing on that. That's for loading. It helps to generate spin here. And then you can match the right elbow and the knee here. So you're working in sync. Everything is working at the same time. And then you're loading naturally and you're naturally lifting up forward into the court, which is also good for your balance and weight transfer. Beautiful, good. Loading, loading. I'm feeding some low balls, pushing this guy out wide. Let's get a tough feed. Let's go. Tough feed for tough player, baby. Come on. 28. Right now. Brush, brush, brush. Up, 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 up. Good. Good. Come here. Well done, Ethan. Go get a drink. I'm going to show you guys the backhand side grip next. Backhand side is here. I usually keep it right here, and then I put my hand right there on the grip here for the backhand, and then I add the second hand here. So Ethan is going to demonstrate a similar way. You're going to go here, put the racket at the bottom, and then add the second hand on top. So usually the pro players, the left hand can vary a little bit in terms of location. Could be a little bit under, a little bit over, but the key is to get these knuckles correctly and the right hand right. So this pretty much gets it done really good. And then later on, we're gonna go move into the take back and the swings. We want to make sure that the elbows are slightly bent. This is gonna be our ready position here. So he'll be ready to go into the forehand here, or possibly into the backhand right there by shifting the grip. Okay, so we're bouncing. Coach is bouncing, right? Ethan is bouncing, racket bouncing, racket's in front. That's the ready position, that's the elbows. That's the body language. Make sure he's breathing. Ethan is breathing. He's looking strong. Keep breathing. You don't want to show opponent you're tired. You want to show the opponent you're ready to go all day. Ethan is ready to go all day. Back is straight, knees are slightly bent. And go. Good. Where is the crossover step on the backhand, Ethan? Thank you. Now Ethan is doing a crossover step. What about the finish on the backhand? How the elbows are going all the way to the top. All the way to the top. All the way. Crossover step. Big steps, yeah? All right, Ethan, let's get our 30 balls in a row down. Ready? How many is that? One. Beautiful. No mistakes in the net. Brush. Elbows are going away from the body. We just talked about the backhands, how important it is to open up the court. Ethan balls are crossing the sideline before they're crossing the baseline. short court. He's learning fundamentals. He's hitting the tennis ball outside of the ball. He's pulling the guy off the court. He's keeping his head straight. This is the backhand action. Good. Let's drop the racket under the ball, Ethan. The tennis ball needs to look pretty, like a rainbow. The tennis ball is like a rainbow. The ball is rising. Ball is rising, and the spin brings it in. We're not hitting anything flat. We're hitting everything with action and height and lots of spin. Our body language is strong. We're doing 30 today, but we can easily do 50. We do 3 sets. Once you see a tennis ball that will go above the net level, that's when you pull the trigger and you hit winners. Until then, if the ball is below the net level, then you gotta grind it out like Rafa Nadal does, and you do it all day as long as it takes.